Alright, now going back to where we were, the testament of Ruben, the firstborn son of Jacob and Leah. Okay, this is his will, and this is what happens in the latter times. So we're really reading this to check out some of what's going on today, and like we dealt with the sin, we're going to look at more of the sin, alright, inside the testament of Ruben. Alright, okay. The copy of the testament of Ruben, even the commands which he gave his sons before he died in the 125th year of his life, 2 years after the death of Joseph his brother, when Reuben fell ill, his sons and his sons' sons were gathered together to visit him. And he said to them, My children, behold, look, I am dying, and am going the way of my fathers. And seeing there Judah and Gad and Asher, his brethren, he said to them, Raise me up, Judah and Gad, that I may tell my brethren and to my children what things I have hidden in my heart and his mind. Okay? For behold, for look, now at length I am passing away. And he rose and kissed them, and said unto them, Hear my brethren, and do ye, my children, give ear, listen to Reuben your father, in the demands which I give unto you. And behold, look, I will call to witness against you this day the God of heaven, that you walk not in the sins of your youth. Okay? And fornication. Okay? We dealt with fornication. That means unfaithfulness. That means not being married and having sex. We also got fornication and the wisdom of Solomon. That was 14:12 about the idols being made in the false images. Okay? Like Cedric Borgia, and cartoons and all kind of wicked stuff. All right. It says, Walk not in the sins of youth and fornication, Reuben, wherein I was poured out and defiled and dirtied the bed of my father Jacob. Okay, that's 35 and 24. Genesis 35:24 connects. It says, And I tell you that he hit me with a sore plague in my lions for 7 months, and I had not my father Jacob, who is Israel, prayed for me to the Lord would have destroyed me. So when you commit fornication, remember you committed it against your own body, so the Lord will start working on that body. Alright? He said the Lord would have destroyed him. He says, For I was 30 years old when I done this evil thing before the Lord, and for 7 months I was sick unto death. And after this I repented. I asked for forgiveness with set purpose of my soul for 7 years before the Lord. And wine and strong drink I drank not, and flesh entered not in my mouth. And I eat no pleasant food, but I cried over my sin, for it was great, such as had not been in Israel. And when you read it, it said it was news all over Israel. So everybody knew what he did with Bilhah. It never had been done. All right. It says here, had not been in Israel. And it says, And now hear my children, listen, Reuben, what things I saw concerning the spirits of deceit when I repented. Okay? Spirits of deceit. Alright? 7 spirits, therefore, are appointed against a man, and they are the leaders in the works of youth, young age. And 7 other spirits are given to him at his creation, that through them should be done every work of man. The first is the spirit of life, with the constitution of a man is created. The second is the sense of sight, of seeing, with which arises desire. The third is the sense of hearing, in which cometh teaching. The fourth is the sense of smell, with which tastes are given to draw air and breathe. The fifth is the power of speech, with which cometh knowledge. The sixth is the sense of taste, which cometh the eating meats and drinks, and by its strength is produced. For in food is the foundation of strength. You hear that? That's a key. For food is the foundation of strength. The seventh is the power of procreation and sexual intercourse, in which through love or pleasure sins enter in. Okay, sexual intercourse with which through love or pleasure enters in. Wherefore it is the last in order of creation, and the first in that of youth, of young age, because it is filled with ignorance, and leadeth the youth as a blind man to a pit, to hell, and as a beast to a precipice. That means a cliff. Besides all these, there is an eighth spirit of sleep, with which is brought about the trance of nature and the image of death. With these spirits are mingled the spirits of error. First, the spirit of fornication is seated in the nature and in the senses. The second, the spirit of insatiableness, that's impossible to satisfy, in the belly. The third, the spirit of fighting in the liver and gall. The fourth is the spirit of asceticism, submissiveness, and chicanery, deception and trickery, that through officious attention one may be fair in seeming. The fifth is the spirit of pride, that one may be boastful and arrogant. The sixth is the spirit of lying and perdition and jealousy, to practice deceits and concealments from kindred and friends. Okay. Later on, I'm going to break down some of those spirits. It's a lot. We'll go back over and break down the 7 spirits in detail. The 7th is the spirit of injustice, with which are thefts and acts of rapacity, that a man may fulfill the desire of his heart. For injustice worketh together with the other spirits by the taking of gifts. And with all these, the spirit of sleep is joined with, which is that of error and fantasy. And so dieth every young man, darkening his mind from the truth, and not understanding the law of God, nor obeying the admonitions of his father, as befell me also in my young age. And now, my children, love the truth, and it will preserve you. Hear ye the words of Ruben your father. Pay no heed to the face of a woman, nor associate with another man's wife, nor meddle with the affairs of womankind. For had I not seen Bilhah bathing in a covered place, I had not fallen into the great sin or iniquity. For my mind, taking in the thought of the woman's nakedness, suffered me not to sleep until I had, wherein Eder, near to Ephrathah in Bethlehem, Bilhah became drunk, and was asleep uncovered in her chamber, in her room. Having therefore gone in and beheld her nakedness, I done the impiety, the disrespect, without her perceiving it, knowing it. And leaving her sleeping, I departed, I left. And forthwith an angel of God revealed to my father concerning my disrespect, impiety. And he came and cried over me, and touched her no more. Pay no heed, therefore, my children, to the beauty of women, nor set your mind on the affairs, but walk in singleness of heart, in the fear of the Lord, and expand labor on good works, and on study, and on your flocks, until the Lord give you a wife whom he will, that you suffer not as I did. For until my father's death I had not boldness to look in his face, or talk to any of my brethren, because of the correction, the reproach. Even until now, my mind causes me anguish on the reason of my disrespect. And yet my father comforted me and prayed for me unto the Lord, Yahushua, that the anger of the Lord might pass from me, even as the Lord showed. And then forth until now I have been on my guard, and sinned not. Therefore, my children, I say unto you, Seminole Indians, Ruben, Observe all things whatsoever I command you, and you shall not sin. For a pit unto the soul is the sin of fornication, separating it from God, Ahiah, and bringing it near to idols, because it deceiveth the mind and understanding, and leadeth down young men into Hades, hell, before their time. For many have fornication destroyed, because though a man be old and smart, or rich or poor, he bringeth correction upon himself with the sons of men, in derision with Beliar, the devil. For you heard regarding Joseph how he guarded himself from a woman, and purged his thoughts from all fornication, and found favor in the eye of God and men. For the Egyptian woman did many things unto him, and summoned magicians, and offered him love potions, but the purpose of his soul admitted no evil desire. Therefore the God, Ahiah, of your fathers delivered him from every evil and hidden death. For if fornication overcomes not your mind, neither can Beliar, which is the devil, Satan, overcome you. For evil are women, my children, and since you have no power or strength over man, they use wiles by outward attractions, that they may draw him to themselves, and whom they cannot bewitch by outward attractions. Him they overcome by craft. For more, however, concerning them, the angel of the Lord, Yahushua, told me and taught me that women are overcome by the spirit of fornication more than men, and in their heart, their mind, they plan or plot against men, and by means of their adornment, their clothing, they deceive first their minds, and by the glance of the eye instill the poison, and then through the accomplished act, they take them captive, slave. For a woman cannot force a man openly, but by a harlot's bearing, she beguiles him. Flee therefore fornication, my children, and command your wives and your daughters that they dress not their heads and faces to deceive the mind, because every woman who uses these wiles have been reserved for eternal punishment. For now they allured the watchers who were before the flood, and for as these continually beheld them, they lusted after them, and they conceived the act in their mind. See, that's the spiritual fornication. For they changed themselves into the shape of men, and appeared to them when they were with their husbands, and the women, lusting in their minds after their forms, gave birth to giants. For the watchers appeared to them as reaching even unto heaven. Beware therefore of fornication, unfaithfulness, and if you wish to be pure in mind, guard your senses from every woman, and command the woman likewise not to associate with men, that they also may be pure in mind. For constant meetings, even though the ungodly deed be not done, are to them a wrath unto them, an irremediable disease, an unfixable disease, and to us a destruction of Beliar, the Satan, the devil, and an eternal correction. For in fornication there is neither understanding nor godliness, and all jealousy liveth in the lust thereof. All right. Therefore, then I say unto you, ye will be jealous against the sons of Levi. Okay, this is what's going to happen in the last days. It says, therefore, then I say unto you, ye will be jealous against the sons of Levi, and will seek to be exalted, raised over them, but you shall not be able. For God, Ahiah, will avenge them, and you shall die by an evil death. For to Levi God gave the sovereignty, and to Judah with him, and to me also, and to Dan, and Joseph, that we shall be for rulers. Therefore I command you to hearken, listen, Ruben, to Levi, because he shall know the law. Levi is the Haitians, the law of the Lord, and shall give ordinance for judgment, and shall sacrifice for all Israel until the consummation of the times, as the anointed high priest. of whom the Lord spake. I adjure you by the God of heaven, the Ancient of Days, to do truth, each one unto his neighbor, and to entertain love, each one for his brother, and draw you near close to Levi in humbleness of heart of mind, that you may receive a blessing from his mouth. For he shall bless Israel and Judah, because him hath the Lord chosen to be king over all the nation, over all the people, and bow down before his seed, his children. For on our behalf it will die in wars, visible and invisible, and will be among you an eternal king. Okay? And Ruben died, the Seminole Indian. Ruben died, the firstborn of Leah, having given these commands to his sons. And they placed him in a coffin until they carried him up from Egypt and buried him in Hebron, in the cave where his fathers was. All right? So, it's a lot to look at. When you guys get a chance, read the Testament of Ruben. I read it kind of quick. There's some things that I would love to go over and to expand on. And the next one I'm going to do is the Testament of Simeon, the Dominicans. Okay? And we're going to deal with the spirit of anger, all right? The spirit of anger, when you know that spirit, you want to break something, okay? You really become possessed. A lot of people don't know about it, but there you have it, okay? We can go back. It says here, let's see. Many have fornication destroyed. Proverbs 7:26. So we're going to go to Proverbs 7:26. See what that says, right? Proverbs 7:26 says, for she hath cast down many wounded. Yeah, many strong men have been killed by her. Don't let fornication kill you, Ruben. You know, look at the cures that I gave you in 1 Corinthians 7:2, and 1 Thessalonians 4:3, and Colossians 3:5. You know, you want to watch out for her. Okay. You can also look at Sirach 9:8. Okay. You can look at that too. Let me see, what else can I bring up real quick? Let's go back to some of that last days things, because a lot of people would want to know something there. Jealousy against the sons of Levi. It tells you to check out Testament of Simeon, verse 4, and Dan's Testament of Dan, verse 5. Okay, you'll get the understanding of what happened, why there's jealousy against the sons of Levi. There's a lot here. It's a whole bunch. It's a whole bunch. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to one of my favorites. Just for Israel's sake, and read that. Alright. We're going to read Psalms 91. Okay. This is for Israel. All the children of Israel out there, for my mom and dad, for my grandparents, my new baby, everyone out there. Okay. says, he that dwelleth, that liveth in the secret place of the Most High, shall live under the shadow of the Almighty. It says, I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge, he is my protection, and my fortress, my God, Ahiah, in him will I trust. Israel, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, from the trap, and from the noisome pestilence, the noisome disease. Israel, all Israelites out there, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt you trust. His truth shall be your shield and buckler and armor. Israel, you shall not be afraid for the terror by night, nor the arrow or the bullets that fly by day, nor for the pestilence, the disease that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wastes at noonday. Israel, 1,000 shall fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you, Israel. Only with thine eyes shalt you behold, shall Israel see the reward of the wicked. Israel, because you have made the Lord, which is my protection, even the Most High, the Ancient of Days, the Alpha and Omega, your habitation, Israel, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come near thy living, Israel, or your tent. For he shall give his angels, Israel, charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up, they shall pick you up, Israel, in their hands, if you dash your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion, Judah, and all 12 tribes, and adder, the young lion, and the dragon shall you trample under feet, because he has set his love upon all of us. Therefore will I deliver him, Israel. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. You guys be blessed. All praises to the Most High. Shout out to GOCC, HOI, IUIC, and all the brothers and sisters that are in the truth. God bless you guys. Continue to praise the Most High. Continue to lift him up. Understand there's nobody like the Most High. Trust in him. Draw from the wells of salvation. Ask for his mercy and ask for forgiveness. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and keep him on your mind. Meditate on him day and night. It's very important that we meditate on the Most High and trust him, and he will forgive us for all our sins. And we just thank him, and we bless him, his holy name. We belong to you, and we thank you, Lord Father. We ask that you take vengeance on those that are conspiring and plotting against us, those that are killing us in the street, Lord Father. That you give them a recompense upon their own head, Lord Father. Oh, man. Yeah, vengeance belongs to the Lord. And we just ask that our Father opens up the sky and comes and take care of the wicked, evil ones that are on this earth. And we can't do it without Yahweh Shai. Okay? Those of you that don't believe, you need to believe. Stop being a doubting Thomas. Okay? You don't need to see holes and all of that. He said, blessed are those that haven't seen him and believe. So I believe and I trust on the Most High God, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. I ask that he establish the works of our hands and let us be prosperous in his work and destroy the house of the wicked and just and fulfill all his promises that he has promised. So I'm going to end with Revelation 21:4. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, look, I'll make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. All right? These words are true and faithful. And you know the Most High is the Alpha and Omega. He's the beginning and the end. And we want to trust in him all of our days and our lives. God bless you. Continue to stay in the Word, Israel, and trust the Most High.